Hello all and welcome back to another episode of Pod-ket Monsters. My name is Dustin Cunningham, and joining me as always, the Gimli to my Legolas, Mr. Jeff Grizz Ulrich.
I am happy to be Gimli. Happy to be Gimli in this situation. Actually, I dressed as Gimli for Halloween one year in college.
Oh, you should do it again. I'll dress as Legolas. I'll grow my hair out really long. It'll be fun when we can finally actually see people again. Now that, I don't know if we haven't done a show since, but we're both fully vaccinated, so that is very awesome.
Get them vaccines.
Yes.
And if you're not gonna use your vaccine, send it to Europe because they'd like it.
God, send it to Europe, please. They need it. They need it. All right. So today we thought we would do something a little fun, a little goofy, kind of just, the next couple weeks we have a little bit like larger topics that we're going to do. So this weekend we thought to do something a little fun. This was Jeff's idea. But have you ever sat there and watched a film and thought, man, imagine if the whole cast was Pokemon? Well, today we're going to answer that question with one of the greatest film trilogies of all time. Today we're recasting the Lord of the Rings films with Pokemon. But first, here's some news. All right. So the Galar region's resident penguin Pokemon takes center stage in World Penguin Day, which I did not know was a thing. Did you?
No, I did not know. I mean, I guess I should have assumed that World Penguin Day
for everything
was a thing. I'm happy to know about it. Penguins are great. Yeah. Love penguins.
So through April 25th today, look out for Ice-Q, I believe that's how you pronounce it, in max raid battles. You may even encounter a shiny one. Now, Jeff, are we going to try to get Ice-Q?
Let's do it, man. Why not?
I didn't even think about it, but we totally could try to do that today.
Yeah. We could definitely try to do that.
Yeah.
When does it run through? You just said it.
It runs through today. That's why I was like, wait a minute, maybe we should try to get this today.
Try it right after. We can do that.
Okay. I didn't even think about it, but it's like, we might as well. We had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, and I don't have anywhere else to be for a few hours, so.
Yeah. My plan today is to just kind of do a lot of streaming, so.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. Okay, so now that we have that one out of the way, let's move on to the next one. I think this is actually super cool. The Pokemon Company has announced a new project in Japan, the Pokemon Fossil Museum. This will be a traveling exhibit across Japan, which will showcase fossil Pokemon, including facsimiles? Is this how that's
facsimiles? Right? That is the word. Facsimiles
of the fossil Pokemon skeletons, and compare them to the dinosaurs upon which they are based. It will run from July 2021 through 2022. The dinosaurs, through 2022. Mikasa City Museum,
Hokkaido.
Jeez, I knew I was going to butcher this one. July 4th through September 20th.
Shimane
Prefectural
Nature Museum of Mount Sanbei.
Shimane, Autumn 2021, National Museum of Nature and Science, Tokyo, Spring 2022. Toyohashi Museum of Natural History, Aichi, Autumn 2022. So that's pretty cool that they're going to, if you watched our episode where we talked about types that we wanted, I really want just a dinosaur type Pokemon. So I think it's cool that they're doing something with the fossil Pokemon, which have always been really cool.
Completely agree, and I think it's a really cool thing that they're doing. This feels like an idea that they've probably had for a while, but I'm glad they waited because we have so many more fossil Pokemon for them to, use for this sort of thing.
I imagine they probably thought it was a kind of cool idea, even when Pokemon first came out. But there was only a total of 5 fossil Pokemon.
Because of the evolutions.
Yeah,
you had 3 fossils, 5 total Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it could be really cool. I wish it was something that was going to be in the States as well.
Yeah, that's my thing as well. And maybe it will be after 2022. Maybe it'll end up being like the what's it called? The traveling exhibit where it's like bodies that have had their skin removed. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
This is a thing. It travels from museum to museum, but it's like a super popular exhibit that travels. Like people donate their bodies when they die to this exhibit, and it's fascinating stuff.
Jackson says he knows what you're talking
about. I'm not making it up. This is a real thing.
It's called Bodies.
I think okay. I wasn't sure if it's called Bodies or Body World or something like that.
Body World, the sequel to Jurassic World.
But yeah, I mean, it was a really cool exhibit when I saw it. So
Yeah.
maybe this will start traveling around.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to Japan to catch this, but as much as I would love to go to Japan
We've
for
got a
any reason
year.
whatsoever. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I look forward to that if you're going to Japan or you live in Japan. It should be pretty cool. All right, next up on the news, a new trailer has been released for some upcoming episodes of the of the Pokemon anime, which I don't know what it's gonna be called at this point because Journeys is
It's
done,
not done
right?
yet. No, there's still part 5 is still coming.
Is there? Okay, okay. I wasn't
For
sure if it was like
Journeys.
actually done or not. So did you get a chance to see this trailer at all, Jeff?
No, I did not see this trailer yet. But it sounds interesting enough. I didn't want to like look too much into it because previous Pokemon trailers have had a habit of really spoiling a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it kind of does. I mean, it just reveals a lot. Like even the notes that we have here, it kind of have a little bit
I'm okay with these notes.
of spoilers.
These
Yeah,
didn't seem like too much of a spoiler to me.
yeah. So the trailer showcases a new group called Project Mew who are looking for Mew. If you've watched the anime at all, you know that that's also what Go is trying to do. He's trying to find Mew, so that's kind of cool. They're called. They are called Surugi.
Sarugi.
Sarugi,
Yeah.
who has an Urshifu and Asahi. I guess
What is
that's
Asahi?
Asahi. Okay, I'm not
Is that
exactly
a
sure what that
person?
is. I just
That must be
copied this,
a
but I
person because
assume
that's
is what
not a
too.
Pokemon.
Yeah. In addition to that, Gary's return has been confirmed to be soon, which that was kind of cool. In the trailer, they actually show Gary, so I thought that was a neat little nod to the original anime to have
The
Gary
question
back.
is Gary still going to be a tool?
I mean, I don't think there's any way he wouldn't be.
I think there's a real chance that the show's evolved, and now everybody's got to be a good person. Every rival's a good guy now, So
Yeah,
maybe Gary's stopped being a jerk.
yeah. I think honestly, one of the coolest parts of this trailer is the next part too. It's that we get to see a bunch of Ash's old Pokemon. Like you get to see his old Pokemon are coming back in some form. So that's kind of cool that he's gonna have them. And then it also features Professor Oak as well. And it says that in the trailer, the plot features Professor Oak telling Ash and Go about Project Mew, a research group hunting for Mew who are looking for recruits. In addition to that, Ash is Infernape hadn't been seen for a while. Hadn't been seen for a while at the lab, so Ash sets out to find it, meeting Gary along the way, who has returned for a reason related to Moltres. So it seems like there's going to be some more like legendary Pokemon set up. I assume when they say Moltres, we'll probably start to see the Galarian
Galarian
version.
ones. That's what I'm
Yeah.
guessing as well.
So I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I really like that show. It's one of the few Pokemon shows in a while that I've kept up with. You can watch our review episode of like the show so far to see how we fully feel about it. We both have issues with it, but I think it's pretty cool that
Yeah, I
they're
mean
going to start
it's not a
introducing
perfect
more
show, but as
Pokemon.
far as
Yeah,
Pokemon shows go, it's the best one in a while in my
yeah,
book.
yeah. I've really enjoyed it. I hope that they continue this deal with Netflix where they just keep releasing episodes, so that way, whatever continues after Journeys, we can keep seeing because this sounds really cool.
I also think it's just as likely that after the end of this deal with Netflix, it all moves to HBO Max.
Yeah,
And we just see it all on HBO Max.
yeah, I can see that. I mean, they've kind of had a thing with Warner Bros for a long time, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I could see them doing that, which it's pretty cool though. I would like, honestly, one of my dreams because they have that what's it called? I think it's just like the Pokemon app or whatever, Pokemon channel. That's what
Pokemon
it's called.
TV app.
Yeah,
Mhm.
where they'll release like some seasons, but they kind of swap them in and out. Like they'll put Johto on there and then they'll take it off and then they'll
Yeah,
put like
and they'll do like theme. They do like theme periods as well, where it's like here's 20 episodes where Brock is the central character, and they
yeah,
jump through like seasons of the show. I like it better
yeah.
when they just put a whole season available.
And that's what I was gonna say is I think it'd be cool if they struck a deal with HBO Max to just put the entire series on there so that people could just watch the seasons that they want. Because I would love to go back and watch all of the, as a huge like Hoenn stan, I'd love to watch all of those because I've never seen all of the Pokemon Advanced or Battle Frontier or whatever series
But yeah,
centers
I mean, we
around.
fell off in the middle there. Then the next
But yeah,
bit of news.
more anime is always good for me, at least. It's Sunday, so we can talk about anime. Yeah, the next bit of news, Nintendo has partnered with Fujifilm to release a new instant photo printing device. This device, the Instamax Mini Link SE, comes with an app that allows you to share images from your Nintendo Switch to the app in order to print special photos taken in-game. Super Mario 3D World, Animal Crossing New Horizons, new Pokemon Snap have all have special borders, and there's a special Pikachu case coming for this device as well. The app and special edition printer are due to release on April 30th, 2021 in Japan, Europe, and North America. The Pikachu bundle, which comes with the special edition device, as well as the Pikachu case, will come to Japan April 30th in the US in May, and Europe in June. So it's pretty cool. It's another way for you to print your photos out from Pokemon Snap, it seems like, which is Mike's dream to be able to.
Is this something you're going to buy?
No, absolutely not. I'm definitely not buying this. As much as I love Pokemon, I don't see myself spending, because I think it's pretty pricey. I believe I ended up seeing somewhere that like just the device itself is a lot cheaper, and they're like charging extra for the Pikachu thing.
Well, of course they're charging extra for the Pikachu thing, but yeah. I think that if I had kids playing Pokemon, this might be something I'd buy, because I remember how much a lot of kids loved going to print out their Pokemon Snap photos.
Yeah.
When we were kids, but now I'm 33 years old. I'm not going to be printing out photos that I took in Pokemon Snap.
If I had kids, I could see myself possibly getting this.
Yeah, just as another way to like engage with your kids on something.
But as a 30-year-old man who does not have kids, I do not see myself buying this.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Soon. It's cool that they're doing this, and it's like a modern option, because people don't just go to Blockbuster and print their photos anymore. That sort of deal.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one left. It's in Oregon.
Great documentary, by the way. The Last Blockbuster.
I need to watch that. I haven't seen it, but I want to go there at some point. Yeah, this is cool. Awesome for anybody who actually wants to get this. I don't see myself getting it.
Harry has confirmed the price for the special edition Pikachu bundle, $120 and $100 for the regular. So it's actually only $20 more for the Pikachu.
That's why they get you as Pikachu. Jeff's favorite Pokemon. All right. Now that we've got the news out of the way, let's recast the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So for this topic, we decided that we would just read through the cast of all three films, like the main cast.
We're not doing everybody.
Because there's already a lot of cast in those three movies. And we pick Pokemon that we think would fit the roles best. So what we'll do is we'll go through the list that we have here. It's not in any specific order, really. It's just, when I wrote the list, honestly, it was who I could remember first. I would just put him down there. So
yeah.
First off, let's go with Gandalf. So who would you recast Gandalf as?
Okay. I'm not like 100% sold on this pick. This is one that I had thought about, though, but it was one of the first things that jumped to mind. I was thinking Dell Fox.
What
do you think about that?
I could see that. Mine was, I guess I went more on looks, and I totally went with Drampa.
Okay, I did think about Drampa as well, and I'm not mad about that as an option.
So part of me too, I was just thinking Alakazam, but I honestly think that, like, spoilers for further down the list, I think that Alakazam would be more of a, like, Saruman character.
Yeah, so
that's how I would
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up Bulbapedia so that we can, like, kind of show the Pokemon that we're talking about along with these.
No, don't unsub. As long as that Alakazam as well.
Did you have any other ideas?
I think Dell Fox is a pretty solid choice as well.
So here's Dell Fox. For those of you who may not be super familiar, the reasoning I had for Dell Fox was that it has sort of a staff thing, right? It has fire on the top of it, so it's emitting light, which is a common thing that Gandalf has to do during the trilogy. And it kind of has robe-like fur. So, I don't know. I thought that might be a good option. And then good old Dusty said Drampa. And here's Drampa, who is...
Also, I don't think Lucario would be a bad choice either. Speaking of, like, the staffs. Because, like, Lucario has, like, the weird, like, staff thing it creates.
Well, that's true. It does create a staff. I was like, it's not carrying a staff. There's Lucario. Yeah, I don't know. Gandalf's a tough one because this is such an important character, you know?
When I say Lucario as Gandalf Islam, I more so mean in like the scenes in Return of the King when he's just like whooping ass with his staff. Sorry, didn't mean to curse on our podcast, but I feel like that's like the least offensive word I could say.
Yeah, I mean, so the one thing that I think we should probably consider with Gandalf is the whole Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White. Is there a
Yeah.
Pokemon that would evolve that would be a good option? That
I mean, even if we were to go back to Alakazam, Kadabra to Alakazam isn't the
Okay.
worst.
No, I mean that's not bad.
Because that's a pretty like solid evolution line there to go from one like powerful spellcaster, I
Yeah, because
guess.
that's the thing is like I'm thinking it's got to be Psychic type in order for
Yeah,
it to
absolutely.
be a good fit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised at how few Pokemon wield staves. Staves? I don't know. So, you have a favorite on here?
I kind of like what you said about Dell Fox as well. I honestly didn't even think about Dell Fox for this, but that is a pretty good choice. Full disclosure, Dell Fox is like one of my least favorite
No, I know,
fire
but like
starter Pokemon.
if Dell Fox were Gandalf, I think that would increase.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna
Some
say is
popularity for
that
Dell Fox.
I think that's a pretty solid choice.
Well, and I was just thinking if we want to have Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White, we just have Dell Fox and Shiny Dell Fox. Boom.
Yeah. I think Dell Fox. I think Dell Fox is a good choice
Okay, well, so then we're going to put Dell Fox on our list for Gandalf.
because I think I do want to keep. I want to keep Alakazam as an option for later as well.
Yeah, we had some other places where Alakazam could fit pretty well.
Okay, so we have Dell Fox as Gandalf. Next up is Aragorn. Who do you got for this one?
Okay, so I have a couple options on here.
I wonder if any of ours are going to match up because I have one.
I have Zacian.
Okay, that's a good choice.
And then the other one I thought of was Aegislash.
Okay, going with the sword theme.
I'm going on a sword theme because that's like half of Aragorn's story is, coming up with like fixing his sword, this ancient sword that proves that he's king and and all that, the sword of Isildur.
I have a few options. One of them is just a play on the name. Agron wouldn't be the worst one, just because
Agron.
But I was going more with like the loyal Pratt, and I went. My first thought was Arcanine.
Okay, so Islam has thrown in the suggestion of Geodude.
Geodude.
And I'm real curious about that one.
I was kind of surprised you didn't go with Arcanine since that's your favorite Pokemon. I kind of thought that would be.
So yeah, Arcanine, I could see that. But I was on that sword kick, Yeah. So here's the thing. The reason I thought Zacian would be good, was because a pick that I have for later. I mean, I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit. When we get to Boromir, I was thinking having Zamazenta be Boromir. Have them
that's a good
juxtaposition between those two.
That's a good choice there. I think I like Zacian as an option because of the sword thing. I think that's kind of because there's not really anybody else I could think of that would really fit that.
Surfetched also would be a good pick for that.
That's true. Surfetched would honestly be good for Boromir.
Surfetched would be really good for Boromir as well.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, if we're talking about swords, though, we could always go with Scyther,
Also a good pick.
Sword
hands. Got the built-in sword hands there. The reason I was leaning towards Zacian, though, was because then you could do like the juxtaposition with Boromir, like that they are similar, but they're not quite the same, that sort of deal.
He's like, Boromir kind of just wants to be Aragorn.
I don't know if that's fair. I don't think Boromir wants to be Aragorn, and I definitely don't think Zamazenta wants to be Zacian. But
I mean,
but I think that Boromir wants to be respected the way that Aragorn is.
Yeah,
Uh,
wants to be viewed the way that people view
yeah,
Aragorn.
and people view Aragorn the way they view him because of his bloodline and not because of
Yep.
something he did in particular. Whereas Boromir has actually like proven himself multiple times to be a good leader and and all that stuff. But then he's kind of a weak-hearted individual. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think, man, this one's tough.
So if we don't want to do legendaries, I thought Aegislash was good.
Yeah, Aegislash is a good option as well too. I don't know. Do we not want to do legendaries because
I'm fine with doing legendaries.
because there's a couple people on this list that I could see being legendaries.
Yeah, I personally I'm on board for legendaries.
Okay, then yeah, I think let's use Aetion. That's a good choice.
Aegislash for Aragorn. I mean, especially since he's like a legendary king.
Yeah,
it makes sense that
and
he's a legendary guy.
It makes me think of the whole the legend in Sword and Shield where they talk about like the two heroes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
There's definitely that whole lineage with Aragorn of being
I think
essentially
I think things are about to get weird with this next one.
For Bilbo?
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Bilbo. What do you got for Bilbo?
Okay, so the first thing that came to mind for me was Munchlax. But Munchlax would be my pick for literally every Hobbit.
That's really funny because my thoughts for all of the Hobbits were any of the Pikachu knockoffs.
Okay, that was another thought that I had was just all the different Pikachus.
Let's just move down the list right now. Merry and Pippin are definitely Plusle
and Minun. Yes, of course. 100%.
Okay. We're in agreement on that one then. Because that one for sure. I could see Bilbo being maybe even Raichu and Frodo being Pikachu.
Yeah, that could be good. I'm not opposed to that. The other thought that I had for Bilbo was pulling stuff from The Hobbit.
Okay.
What is Bilbo in The Hobbit, Dustin?
A burglar.
He's a burglar. So we got Purloin and Nicket as options.
Yeah.
For some little thieves.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I could see him more as a Nicket than, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, I was just going with the tiny thief Pokemon, because he's a Hobbit, so it can't be an evolved one. But I do think that there's so many Hobbits in here that going the route of Pikachu and their knockoffs, I think that's probably the better option.
Yeah,
for casting here.
If we were to do,
and I guess I forgot to be showing. I got it all set up, and I was showing the Pokemon, and then I stopped doing that.
Do we consider Meryl as one of the?
We 100% do, and I'll tell you why when we are talking Sam.
That's kind of what I thought as well too, was for Sam.
So
if we do the Pikachu, all the Pikachu lines and the Pikachu knockoffs as we call them, who would Bilbo be? Would Bilbo be Raichu or would Bilbo
I'm thinking Bilbo as Raichu is a good option. So here's Meryl, where we were talking about for Sam. The reason that I'm thinking Meryl is because Meryl evolves by friendship. And so that's why that's Sam's core feature is being a friend, right? In every way he could possibly be a supportive friend. So that's why I was thinking Meryl is the best Pikachu knockoff for Samwise Gamgee. What do you think about that, Dustin?
No, I totally agree, because everybody knows that Sam is our best friend.
Yep.
Sam is everyone's best friend. If you need a friend, Sam's there.
I'm going to pull up a Nicket so that people in the chat can see what that looks like, because we had mentioned Nicket for Bilbo. Now this is obviously not based on appearance.
While you're doing that as well too, I'll fill out the list right now because we're doing Bilbo's Raichu, Frodo would obviously be Pikachu.
Yeah.
Sam would be Meryl.
Sam's gonna be Meryl.
Okay. We'll do these: Raichu, Frodo, Pikachu, Sam, Meryl. Like Meryl from Metal Gear Solid or Meryl the Pokemon? That was for Islam specifically.
So we've got all the way through Sam. So yeah, Bilbo
So-
Raichu, Frodo Pikachu, Sam is Meryl, Merry and Pip. We're doing Plusle and Minun.
Plusle and Minun is so obvious.
I think that it's got to be Pippin is got to be Minun.
Okay.
Because he's like they're not. He's not really negative, but compared to the personality of. Well, no, hang on. Maybe I have them backwards. No, yeah, yes, I have them correct. Pippin.
So Pippin is Minun or Minun.
Yes.
Plusle. Man, I didn't think the hobbits were going to be that easy.
Yeah, but they totally are.
Okay. So far, we have Gandalf as Dell Fox, Aragorn as Zacian, Bilbo as Raichu, Frodo as Pikachu, Sam as Meryl, Merry as Plusle, Pippin as Minun, and then now we have Arwen.
Okay, so this is tougher.
Yes,
but
this is much tougher.
One did jump to mind pretty quick for me for Arwen. I thought Gardevoir.
That's a good call. Because that would be. I like that because at the same time, if we were to make Arwen Gardevoir, we could also just like go ahead and do Elrond as Gallade.
As Gallade.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a really. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. That's a super good pull.
So yeah, there's Gardevoir. Like
I have a box right here that has Gardevoir on it too. It's probably harder to see, but
I'll put it back on the screen so that people can see it.
You know?
Yeah, Gardevoir. And then I'm going to pull up Gallade, which came to the Pokemon games later. Gallade. I hate this pop-up comes up every time.
Harry, yes, the hobbits are basically just tiny people. They're like this version. They're not. They're just halflings, I guess, right? Because
yeah, they're halflings.
Dwarves, so they just be halflings.
Okay, so
it still blows my mind when people haven't seen Lord of the Rings. I know it's like that's a thing that happens, but still.
So what do we think about that? Are you happy with Gardevoir as Arwen and then Gallade as Elrond?
Yeah, that was a super good pull. I didn't even think about that. All right. Is that good for you? Is there anything?
No, I mean I'm very happy with that. That's what I had in mind.
I don't know how to spell Gardevoir. Hopefully that's
close enough.
And Gallade. Perfect. So there's 2 in a row there. All right. So next up we have Legolas. So another elf. Now I'm gonna just say right away my first choice is Scyther, and I only say that because of the 2 swords.
He uses the 2 swords.
However, another really good choice is Decidueye.
Yes, that was the one that I thought was super obvious. Because Legolas, as good as he is with the 2 swords, he is more well known for the archer.
Yeah.
So that's
I think it's a pretty clear cut Decidueye, even though like Scyther is good for the swords and it reminds me of it. I think Decidueye is like I don't think there's really another option.
No, I think that's definitely the best. Let me pull up an image of Decidueye for people who didn't play the later game Pokemon games.
And Decidueye is so cool looking. It's like one of the few times where I was like, man, this is a really cool grass like evolutionary line.
Yeah, look at Decidueye. Look at that.
So cool.
That awesome dude.
So cool.
I'm a big fan of Decidueye. That was my choice on
in
the game and for Legolas.
The last 3 that we had was Arwen as Gardevoir, Elrond as Gallade, and Legolas as Decidueye. Next up we have Boromir. So are we just going to go with Zamazenta for Boromir?
I mean, I thought that made the most sense because
Pheramir essentially is like the shield of the group.
Yeah, well, especially that's what I was thinking is particularly when Merry and Pip are running through the woods and Boromir stops and turns around to face down the enemies to shield them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it in there. I don't even think we need to debate this one.
I agree.
Zamazenta, Boromir, Gimli.
Okay, now I'm at a loss.
Gollum for Gimli.
Okay, so
which is not a bad choice.
It's not a bad pick, but part of me wants to use Golem for Gollum. Even though they don't look anything alike and the characterization would be bad. I just think It's very easy. Golem and Gollum done.
See that.
But
For me, for Gimli,
Islam, remind me to bring up that point when we get to Gollum later, because I think that's a really good option. But
that is a good option. I think Gimli, honestly, I always think ground type, obviously, because dwarves and the mines. I don't think Golem's a bad choice. I do also because I think it's funny, Diglett, just because it
it's
like
small,
digs
yeah.
it digs its way out.
I'm just gonna be like, I love Gimli. I also love Legolas, but like, if we're gonna give Legolas Decidueye, we cannot give Gimli Diglett. Like, that is just
Okay,
unfair.
Fine. Let's see. I'm gonna look through the list a little bit here. We'll take definitely take some opinions from the chat on this one because
I right now I do like Golem because he's not overly tall. He'd still be shorter than Decidueye, I believe, which is a good fit there. But it's just so hard to, like, you got to find someone who's both small, maybe like Gigalith. I don't know. Like, is there a Pokemon that wields an axe? That's the thing that I'm having trouble remembering.
I don't think so.
Because like, that would be like, okay, duh.
Yeah. So, Harry, since you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, Gimli's a dwarf, has a huge axe, like big beard. Can we throw a picture up of Gimli for Harry just so he can see what it looks like? Nidoking, but small. I honestly thought of Nidoqueen originally for Arwen, but I kind of like what we ended up going with. Chestnut. I thought about Chestnut as well too.
So this is Gimli. And I'll give Harry a chance to see him. Gimli is a dwarf. Gimli has an axe. Oh, I did think about Chestnut as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I think Chestnut's a pretty solid choice. Chestnut, in my opinion, is another really cool, like, underrated grass type Pokemon.
Okay, so here's why I think Chestnut's the best choice for Gimli. I think Chestnut's the best choice because we're giving Decidueye to Legolas, and that's a grass starter.
Yep.
And Chestnut also a grass starter, so it puts them on equal footing.
Yeah, and it's a grass fighting, and we know Gimli loves to fight.
Yep, that's true.
I think this is a pretty good choice. Even has like not as big of a beard, obviously, but has a beard.
Yeah, and I did want to say I did like Islam throughout Nidoking.
Yeah.
And I do think that's not a bad option as well for the ground type. And he is also like deceptively short. Like I remember when I pictured Nidoqueen and Nidoking as a kid, I thought they were very like some of the biggest Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
And then you actually look at their Pokedex entries, like they're not very tall at all.
What do you think?
Nido, not Nido. Thank you, Islam. Nidoking, Nidoqueen.
Nidoking. So we're going with Chestnut. Is there any other Pokemon that you think might fit this?
I liked Harry's shout out of Sock. Or Throw for that matter as well. Like if Decidueye wasn't so perfect for Legolas, then I would say Sock and Throw, not a bad combo for the two of them. But
think aesthetically they don't match
super
well for me.
Yeah.
Just because they're more like the hand to hand, but they're not. It's not like a bad choice. I can't believe we wouldn't use Dedenne for any of the Hobbits. I just realized that.
I mean, if there was like a literal Hobbit baby, like maybe one of Sam's babies at the end of the movie.
I was thinking that of like Pichu
and like Dedenne and Pichu right there.
Okay, so for Gimli, are we just doing Chestnut? Is there a different one that you want to go with?
I think Chestnut. I think Chestnut's the best bit.
Sorry, just adding it.
I'm going to show Chestnut to the viewers real quick who may not be familiar with Chestnut.
So, speaking of Nidoking, I think Nidoqueen is not a bad choice for Galadriel.
Okay, yeah. Well, then you could just make her husband,
exactly
Nidoking.
Which I totally don't remember his name.
You don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. She is the ruler of her kingdom. He's just there. He's
Yeah.
Arcane.
He might as well be a Nidoran.
Because the other choice I had for Gladriel would have been Gardevoir. So I think Nidoqueen is like a really good, solid choice for her. Unless there's like a more psychic type that you're thinking.
Yeah,
I
let
don't
me take a
really-
quick look at
she's-
the list. Because what I want to see is there a good psychic type that is like a little more feminine?
Islam says Alakazam again.
Okay, I can see that.
I still think Alakazam is like perfect for Saruman. That's my opinion on Alakazam.
Mewtwo is genderless, right?
Yes, and originally I think they wanted Mewtwo. No, maybe I'm thinking of Lugia. Sorry, Lugia. They wanted to like be more of a feminine voice, and then because everybody thinks that boys are the only ones that like Pokemon.
So I think I have a couple of options for Galadriel. So Mewtwo, I think, would be really cool for that.
Yeah.
I also want to throw out Galarian form Rapidash, Psychic Fairy
That's
type.
a good choice. That's a good choice.
Celebi, who is the spirit of the forest.
Yeah.
And then I also thought, where is it? Like Hatterene.
I honestly do think you nailed it with the Galarian Rapidash. That's like a super solid choice.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's a pretty good one. Islam does not like Galarian Rapidash, apparently.
Well, he said yes, perfect. I thought he did like. I think he's saying no.
Oh no, he's saying
Galarian
no. Yes, it should be Galarian Rapidash. Okay,
I agree.
cool. I think that's what we're gonna do then.
All right, I'm adding it. That was a super good pool. I didn't even think about that. I also like think of Galarian Rapidash as like kind of being like almost like the spirit of the forest in Princess Mononoke, where it's like just this mythical thing.
Yeah, I think that's good. Galarian Rapidash. I'm happy with that.
Gollum. Are we doing Gollum for Gollum?
We're doing Gollum for Gollum? I mean, I'm going to assume that a lot of people would not support that. Yes, this was right. Islam had suggested Mimikyu. That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Super absolutely perfect. With Frodo as Pikachu, Mimikyu has to be Gollum.
Yep, that's it. Islam, you got it.
Absolutely perfect choice there.
Recasting Princess Mononoke would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun, so we might do this sort of thing more than once, just throwing it out there.
Like, full disclosure, Jeff came up with this idea Friday. So, like, we're recording this on Sunday. So we just basically wrote the show notes and kind of went from there.
Yeah, Islam was absolutely right on Mimikyu. Absolutely perfect.
Mimikyu is a super solid
While
choice.
I'm looking through this list, I did see one that I had thought of for Frodo earlier, but it wouldn't work with the other themes that we've chosen. But I thought of Hoopa for Frodo. I just want to, in case people aren't familiar with Hoopa. Hoopa's one of the legendaries that they added via Mystery Gift. Why can't I find Hoopa on?
Kind of a weird Pokemon.
There we go.
Oh, because it's got the ring. I see.
Precisely.
That's really good.
Yep. I thought that was a good option. I just want to show them what Hoopa looks like.
Hoopa Unbound looks really cool.
Yeah. So that's Hoopa. It's got the ring going for it. I thought that would have been a good Frodo. But if you've seen the movie with Hoopa, Hoopa is freaking annoying.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Totally spaced that movie. Okay. So we have Gollum as Mimikyu. Next up is Eowyn.
Oh god, this one I have no clue what to do with Eowyn here.
So Eowyn and Eomir, I think we should find Pokemon that like are kind of like a pair, because I think that would work really well together.
Yeah, Harry, you're right.
Hoopa
could be Gollum as well.
Yep.
But I think that if we're gonna do Pikachu Frodo, then the Mimikyu, which is super jealous of Pikachu, is the right way to go on that. But yeah, definitely Hoopa could have been Gollum as well. But yeah, for Eowyn,
look at the list of like through the list a little bit of like some of the the Pokemon that like are in pairs together,
Yeah.
because I think that would be a good choice for these two. Let's
This is
see.
for Eowyn and Eomer, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So honestly, I had an idea for Eomer. I was thinking Ice Rider Calyrex or Shadow Rider Calyrex
Okay.
because he's a horse lord, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up Calyrex real quick so that people can see that. He's one of the new legendaries from the Crown Tundra.
They added a lot of legendaries in that.
So Ice Rider Calyrex right there. And Shadow Rider Calyrex right there.
Could even just do Glastier or Spectier.
I mean, that's true. Glastrier or Spectrier would be perfect because they're horse Pokemon.
Yeah, and they're like, well, so would that technically count if we did those two as those, and then because then we could make Theoden Calyrex.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
that is brilliant. I'm on board for that.
Okay, I think that's a.
So I think Eomer would be Glastrier.
Yeah, I could see that. And then Eowyn would be Spectier because she gets bodied. Just sorry, I had to. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so we're doing Glastier as Eomer. Let me add
Eomer. Right? Eomer?
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it. Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. Carl Urban is Glastrier.
Is Glastrier? Is there another R in there that I'm missing?
Yeah, there's an R before the I believe.
Oh, yeah, there is. You're right. And Spectrier. Okay.
Spectrier.
Glastrier and Spectrier. Let me fix those.
Hugo in chat says, please recast good movies instead.
Wow.
Ouch. First of all, but also I also wanted to recast Star Wars. So
yeah, we actually did have that.
We did talk about that
schedule at one, or potentially on the schedule at one point.
So that is still an option for the future.
Star Wars is bad.
No,
so we didn't.
Stop it. They're both good. Lord of the Rings good. Star Wars good. Both good.
Okay, and then we're doing so for Theoden, we decided we were going to do
Calyrex,
right?
Yes.
So for one of the characters we just skipped over in our list here, Pheramir, I'm trying to think of what would be a good one for that because he's always in like Boromir's shadow.
Yeah, and so that because I paired up Zacian and Zamazenta, it's a little tougher. So maybe we pick a pseudo legendary from Sword and Shield.
Yeah, that's not the worst idea. I was even trying to think of I was making more of a story of this, of if there's any canine type Pokemon that would look would aspire to be Zacian and Zamazenta.
I mean, that would aspire to be them. I don't know that that's been a thing in the narrative yet, so I don't know. But
I guess it's true.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on this. Pheramir is Phalanx. Okay.
I can see that, but also at the same time, I think of the goblins or orcs as Phalanx.
Also not a bad option, but here's the reason why Pheramir is Phalanx. The actor who plays Pheramir, whose name is escaping me right now, was also in 300.
Yes, he was. Yep.
And Phalanx are the Spartans, so I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
Islam says Sobble. Because he just cries a lot.
Sobble was actually someone I had in mind for Frodo as well, because it goes invisible.
Oh, yeah.
Hugo's got an idea. Or maybe he doesn't. He says actually in all caps. Oh, you're right. The Macedonians were phalanxes. In the movie 300, though, they do a phalanx. Though they make a phalanx in the movie 300.
Jeff, what about Surfetched?
What about Surfetched? What about Surfetched? I'm loving that. Pheramir.
I think that's I think that's
Surfetched.
I think that's a great one. Spreading lies. What is this show?
Did they not do a phalanx in the movie 300?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
It's been a long time since I saw it, but Hugo, if I'm wrong, I will happily accept that I'm wrong. I always do. If I'm wrong about a factual thing, if I'm wrong about an opinion thing, all bets are off. I might go off on a tangent.
So we have Surfetched for Pheramir.
Yeah, I think that's good.
For Sauron, we have next. So for me, it's impossible not to think Mewtwo and like the machine armor.
Yes, that's good. Just put him in the armor.
Yeah, because that would kind of look like him, but at the same time, it could be something that's like it'd have to be a legendary.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think there's any other thing it could be than a legendary.
Yeah, so I think that's a good idea. Oh, hang on, Dustin, you there?
Look. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, the camera froze, so let me fix that real quick. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, well, Eternatus wouldn't be the worst either, but let's see. Hopefully people can still hear me.
They can definitely still hear you. It's just the video that's messed up right now.
So I can make a bunch of faces and nobody will know.
That's correct.
It's okay. I'll keep scrolling through the list and see if there's anything that really catches my eye. There's Pokemon happening in Sun and Moon that I didn't even know were Pokemon.
There we go. We're back.
I should probably play those games more.
Play which ones?
Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely need to go back and replay those.
Let's see. Not Necrozma. I don't think.
So we're looking for legendary Pokemon to be Sauron.
Yeah.
All right.
Mewtwo's not a bad choice.
Mewtwo's not a bad option.
Is the strong Pokemon, and
did you already say Eternatus as well? You did, right?
I did,
Eternatus would be a good option. I think that's also a solid pick. Necrozma, I think you said that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Zekrom, I guess, just based on looks alone, is not the worst.
I honestly, I think that we got to give it to Mewtwo, and we'll put him in the armor.
Okay, armored Mewtwo.
Armored Mewtwo, and I think the reason for doing that is that Sauron is like an ancient villain in Lord of the Rings who's come back, and Mewtwo's the first legendary Pokemon, like the first final legendary.
Giratina. That's not a bad choice either.
That's true. But there's some good options here.
Yeah, Ho-Oh. I was thinking something as well too, like lava related with the whole Mount Doom.
Oh, how about Darkrai?
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. What Darkrai is Gen 5, right?
I'm forgetting right now, honestly.
No, Gen 4 because of No, I'm thinking of Giratina. It is Gen 5, I think. Man, there's too many Pokemon.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of Pokemon.
It's not really a bad thing, but
especially since right now, like in the Lord of the Rings, Sauron is not really around. Like, he's not actually present. So him being sort of like a ghostly figure, even though Darkrai is not a ghost type,
which is weird
for whatever reason, he's not a ghost type.
Yeah,
I do like that. I think that kind of works. On the other hand, is there a Pokemon that's just a big old eye?
That's fair. Dusclops.
Dusclops not a bad choice, since he's just an eye in this movie.
Well, even looking at Darkrai, it only shows one eye, right? Like,
that's true. I only see the one. I think he has two though. I think he's just got sort of weird ghost hair that's blocking.
Chat, what do you guys think? Mewtwo, Darkrai? I think we need help on this one because I'm kind of torn. I feel like Armored Mewtwo is such a good choice, but now that you're saying Darkrai, it's also a good choice.
Unknown is just an eye. So, okay, here we're casting Armored Mewtwo as Sauron in the flashbacks, but then the eye of Sauron is just an unknown.
That could work. I can add the Eye of Sauron to the list here.
There we go. I
Okay,
think
so
that's the solution.
Sauron's Armored Mewtwo. Eye of Sauron is what did we just say? Unknown?
Unknown.
That's really funny. Okay. I like it. Next we have Saruman. I'm still going with Alakazam.
Alakazam for Sauron.
I think that's just the best choice.
Yep. I completely agree.
Okay, Creama Wormtongue.
Did you say Creama?
How do you pronounce it?
Grima Wormtongue. I was like cream of wormtongue soup.
cream of
wheat.
Yeah, I don't have anything. My first thought is Ekans.
Oh my god, I was just thinking that as well because he's a total snake.
I don't think he's cool enough to be Arbok.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think Ekans is like the best choice. Okay, Ekans.
Yeah, Ekans. He's not even cool enough to be survivor.
Backwards.
Thank you for that, Dustin.
Yep. Random knowledge for you guys. Denethor?
Is there a Pokemon that eats tomatoes in a really disgusting way?
This is where we should just be playing that on loop.
Yeah, right? Snorlax.
Snorlax is too cool for Denethor.
I was just thinking, like, he's not doing anything to help anybody. He's just being lazy. He's just eating, living in the lap of luxury,
Yeah.
Maybe slacking.
Slacking, that's not a bad choice. Let's see. I was trying to think of a good one for Denethor.
Denethor, he's a tough one for me here. I'm going to pull up what slacking looks like. I think everybody knows what Snorlax looks like, but I'll put up slacking real quick.
If there was enough hobbits, I honestly think that evolutions wouldn't have been the worst idea.
I had thought about that as well, but I thought that the Pikachu knockoffs were better, especially since if you were going to make a Lord of the Rings Pokemon movie, you're going to put Pikachu in it somewhere, and he's going to be the main character. So
that's true. It's like Mouse Guard at that point.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good one for this.
Denethor. Let me show Harry what Denethor looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Snorlax is not, or Snorlax, or slacking aren't really the worst. What about Grumpig?
I could go for Grumpig. That's Denethor. He's a very dour individual, very pessimistic. The Grumpig that fits. Oh, what about Snubbull? Yeah,
good one.
That's a good one. I think Snubbull's a good fit.
Yep. Or Exploud. Just yelling.
That's true.
I like Snubbull.
I think
Trubbish.
Trubbish, because he's a garbage person.
Yeah. All right, let's do Snubbull.
Snubbull.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm happy with that.
So Denethor, we have Snubbull. Next up, I have Isildur. Isildur doesn't really do a whole lot.
He's in the flashback fighting Mewtwo. Yeah. So Mew.
Yeah. I could see that.
But
what about the dude who decides to just run up and try to fight Mewtwo? Or it could be Ash. Ash tries to fight Mewtwo in the movie.
Isildur's most important thing is that he passes down his DNA. So
yep. Well, Mew has the DNA of all Pokemon.
Mew has the DNA of all Pokemon. The other thing I thought of was Deoxys, because it looks like DNA.
That's true.
But if we kind of wanted to follow the sword theme, because again, Isildur, Aegislash would be good. Or Isildur is the one who took the ring from Sauron. We could make him Hoopa.
Yeah, that's a good call. let's do Hoopa because I think that's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, because I mean the ring drives him insane. So
Yeah.
Hoopa.
All right. Hoopa it is. Treebeard.
Trevenant, done. Moving on.
I was gonna say Trevenant or Sudowoodo are like our only choices, so I knew that was gonna be an immediate one. The Witch King.
Okay, so I had added Witch King to the list because
Yeah, you did, and I totally didn't even think of. I thought about just adding the
Nazgul in general.
Yeah, the Nazgul in general.
But so I was thinking, I have a couple options here. If we're doing the Nazgul in general, I was thinking Tropius. I think Tropius looks like the beasts, the wraith beasts, whatever they're called, the flying ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But the Witch King in particular, very heavily armored and riding on a dragon. So I thought, let's combine the two, make it a heavily armored dragon, Como-o.
Okay, I could see that. I thought you were gonna go with Hydreigon, however you pronounce it.
Also not a bad option because they have a similar look, but the extra heads on that one threw me off. Let me pull up Como-o.
I guess it technically could be the Ring Wraiths, though.
Yeah.
Like combine it all into one.
So
Armaldo as well, too, is another like super armored.
True. So that's Como-o.
That's not a bad one.
What were the other ones we were just talking about? We talked about Tropius.
Part of me originally, when we were thinking of the or like talking about like the dragon creatures that they have, or like the whatever you want to call them, I thought of a Beetle.
Oh, you said Hydreigon, not
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's right. That's the one with multiple heads. Yeah.
I
was thinking of Dredagon, who I just hate that Pokemon altogether. So I don't know. We got a lot of options here. It's got to be a dragon type.
Giratina, Ghost Dragon.
You know what? Then we could do Giratina for the Witch King.
Yeah.
And then the other Nazgul can just be like, Salamances.
Yeah. Because when I think Giratina is a good one. It's even got like when you look at the face, it's like a kind of like blacked out.
Yeah, I think that's good. Witch King Giratina. Right.
Let me add that.
Yeah, Megatropius. Make it happen.
Pokemon Company. Mega Evolutions.
Bring them back.
Okay. Shelob. There's only a few options for this.
Yes.
Garvantula or Ariados, right?
And
is there really
those are the best options. And I was leaning towards Ariados because of the stinger.
Yeah.
But I like Garvantula better as a Pokemon.
Garvantula is more aesthetically
Shelob. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Galvantula, sorry. No.
Sorry, yeah, Galvantula.
I feel like Galvantula looks more the part, but I want to pull up Ariados at the same time.
I think Galvantula is bigger too, and hairier, and all those things that you need for a good Shelob.
Yeah, I think
I got to see if I have the file somewhere. When I was in high school, I did a stop motion recreation of Shelob attacking Frodo using Legos.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Is it? Is it really cool?
It is.
Yeah, spider monster. Cool. It's a spider monster.
Yeah.
It's blowing my mind that Harry has not seen Lord of the Rings. Like,
I know.
How did you escape it?
Harry, that's your homework.
It was everywhere, man. How did you miss that?
Harry, if you have HBO Max, they're all on there. I like Galvantula more than Ariados for this one.
I think so too. I think that's good.
What does Galvantula look like in shiny form?
Ooh, let me go. Let me pull up Galvantula real quick so people can get a look at our Galvantula.
I keep getting these like Watch Mojo ads that pop up on
Bulbapedia. Yeah, I'm getting one that says try Flinks, not a sponsor. So that's Galvantula. And we're looking for the shiny sprite. Sorry about the rapid scrolling. That probably doesn't look good on stream. Here we go. Oh, pretty much the same.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's
Just a little bit darker.
Okay. Yeah, I like Galvantula as an option. Kind of it looks creepier than Ariados.
I agree.
Okay, let me add that one in. Now, what about Shelob's human form from the hit series, Shadow of Mordor and War? I'm just kidding. We don't have to do
I
that.
was like,
Jinx?
So then I just thought we needed to pick some things for like the bad guys because there's thousands of these bad guys. You need to have options for that. And so I was thinking Uruks could be Obstagoons.
Okay, that's a super good pull. I like that.
The Uruks,
yeah.
I'll pull up a picture of those for you here, Harry.
I'm just adding that because I think that's a really good pick.
So let me pull up the Urukai, as they are called. So these are the Urukai. You can see they have, inky black skin. These are like man-made monster creatures, right? They're like,
yep.
And then Sauron puts paint on his hands and puts his handprint,
like the white marks
on their heads, or is white paint put on there by Saruman, who created them. So this is Obstagoon, who is black and white. So he's got. Oh, you know what? I just said all that, and I never put the Urukai on screen. Sorry. Here's the picture of the Urukai. That's what they look like. And then here's Obstagoon. So you can see what I'm going for there. I think that's a good pick.
Harry says nothing showing, but I don't know if he means
no. It was delayed. It was delayed. So now he'll see it.
Maybe Teddy Ursa or Ursaring, he says.
I could see Ursaring being an option for these bad guys as well.
So for just the regular orcs, what do you think for that?
I was thinking we could go for a whole variety of impidimps and impidimps evolution, which has escaped me right now. More
perfect for Uruks too, as well.
Yeah, Grimmsnarl, and I did think about that for the Uruks as well. But I just liked the black and white of Obstagoon.
Yeah, I kind of like the Impidimp idea for orcs, and then it also just had me thinking of like the human soldiers, and like Agron wouldn't be like the worst, like because of all the armor and everything like that.
No, that's perfect.
Just like an army of Agrons.
Well, and if we ended up going with someone else for Witch King. We went with Giratina, so like we could do Como O for the Elven soldiers.
Yeah,
because they have that sort of that cool looking sort of ring plate.
I'm gonna add that as well too, just to the list.
Yeah,
I
think we've got a hit. Let's make a trilogy out of these. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm down. Is it KO, right? KO
KOMMO -O. Como O.
Como O for the elf soldiers. Orcs, what did we decide on? Just Impidimp?
So orcs, we're doing Impidimp.
I think I spelled that right.
And I mean, we could do Impidimp's evolved form. The
what's the second form of Impidimp?
That's what I'm having trouble remembering off the top of my head. It's like Mordor. I'll just look up Impidimp so I can show the people Impidimp real quick. That's Impidimp, and he evolves into Morgrim.
Morgrim? Okay. I'm gonna scroll to that.
Yeah, Morgrim.
Stupid Watch Mojo ads. I don't want you right now.
I mean, Grimmsnarl is not so tall that like some of the orcs couldn't be Grimmsnarl as well. Just not.
Yeah, so just the line of.
Yeah, just that whole line. So you have a variety of orcs.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at. Yeah, Morgrim's a good call, even for like goblins too.
Yeah.
Okay. So just the Impidimp line. I'm just gonna put that in there.
Yep. So now we've got our minions.
Now, for human soldiers, did we want to do like Agron or?
I was thinking, yeah, Agron's good for that heavy armor. We forgot one really important one from our list earlier. We forgot the Balrog.
Oh man, yeah.
What are we gonna do for the Balrog?
I was thinking something like Groudon wouldn't be the worst.
I mean, that's true. You got the fire.
A Beetle kind of
Oh
be
yeah,
solid for
Yveltal.
that too.
Very cool choice there.
Um, God, what is
We need a
Balrog? I was
big
like, what is
fire and smoke demon.
right?
uh,
Veltal. Okay, we didn't do Smog
I've
from The
got it.
Hobbit.
I've got the perfect one for the Balrog.
Okay,
Uh,
go ahead.
I'm pulling it up on screen. We're gonna go with this bad boy right here. I'm talking Galarian Moltres.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think that's our
Yeah,
Balrog right there.
yeah, that's a super good one. Okay, I'm putting that because I do like that. Galarian Moltres. Now I know that it's technically The Hobbit, but do we want to just, since we're already here, cast Smog?
We could do that.
Because there's a lot of dragons. For me, obviously, it's like Rayquaza is more of a like doesn't have wings, but that's a really like
I'm
hmm.
thinking Charizard.
Charizard is a solid, easy one.
Yeah, not technically a dragon type until you
So
mega evolve it, but it looks the part for Smog.
or I mean, I guess Eternatus doesn't really like look the part, but it is like a big
Yeah.
menacing dragon. Let's see. Yeah, Charizard's a good
I think
one.
Mega Charizard Y, as Harry has just shouted out. I think that's the way to go.
Okay. Again, this could also be Yveltal, but that's not technically a dragon.
Well, the Balrog's technically not a bird, but
Demon.
also the Hobbits are
What about
technically not Pikachu.
no, I guess that wouldn't really be. I was gonna say there's Kyurem as well too, but that's kind of I wouldn't really envision that for
Yeah,
Smog.
I think we've got our
Smaug.
cast there.
Okay, what did we just decide for Smog? Just
Charizard, Mega
Charizard,
Charizard Y.
Mega Charizard Y. We had to include Mega Pokemon in some way.
Yes, as our weekly reminder to the Pokemon Company to please bring back Mega Evolutions. Please.
Okay,
Please.
this was fun.
For
This was a
sure. This was
cool
great.
little like
A nice chill
yeah.
topic we can do when there isn't any news or new games coming out.
Yep.
This sort of thing. We can do this more than once.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've got our main topic out of the way, we're gonna wrap our show up with our, what's the word I'm looking for here? Our I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of here. Whatever. We're just gonna do rank that Pokemon. We're pending a theme song there, but today we're gonna be ranking Pokemon number 597, which is Pharisee. So the ranking as of right now, we're just gonna do the top 10. 10 is Saladant with a 2.5. 9 is Kufant with a 2.5. 8 is Delibird with a 3. 7 is Hariyama with a 3.5. 6 is Dewott with a 3.5. 5 is Dewott with a 3.5. A lot of 3.5s. 4 is Shieldon with a 3.5. 3 is Rockruff with a 4. 2 is Floatzel with a 4. And 1 is Surfetched with a 4. Our Pheramir.
Our Pheramir.
So what do you think of Pharisee?
So here's Pharisee, for those of you who don't know what he looks like. Pharisee is a little steel ball with, grass spikes. I'm not overly fond of him.
No, the design is kind of silly. I do like Ferrothorn quite a bit more.
Agreed.
So it does have a cool evolution. Yeah, appearance-wise, I don't love it. It literally just looks like a spiky acorn.
Yeah, I like the typing. Steel grass is a cool typing.
Yeah,
So
but
it does get a
again,
little bit of points for that.
Ferrothorn is a better version.
Yeah, and usually we give the Pokemon credit for having a better evolution.
That's where I'm at with this. It gets a little bit more of a bump for me for that.
But honestly, it's not much of a bump.
Yeah.
Like I'd give it a 2.5.
Weekly tradition, that's what I meant to say. Harry. Thank you. Yeah, the evolution is rad. Harry also said that Ferrothorn's really cool. So yeah, for me, Pharisee, I agree with you. I wouldn't give it anything over a 3, so the 2.5 for me is totally fine.
So I think it's a 2.5, but now the question is better or worse than Qfont or Salandit?
Uh,
I didn't like where we ended up with Qfant myself. So like I
you think it's
like
too low?
I think we gave Qfant too much credit.
Oh,
I like honestly. I think I would put Pharoseed higher than Qfont, but lower than Salandit, which we have in the other order. So, I mean, what do you think?
mm, well, regardless of where we put it, unless we put it below Salandit, Salandit is getting knocked off the top 10.
Right. And so I
So
think I would rather personally, I would rather have Salandit in the top 10 for now than have Pharoseed in the top 10 for now. So I would say put it below Salandit, and it doesn't make the top 10.
let me look a little bit more at Pharoseed because I don't know because I like Pharoseed or Pharisee's evolution more, I think, than I like Salandit's. But again, we're not going just based on the evolutions.
Pharoseed does have a pretty cool shiny sprite.
I'm gonna go look at it now because Ferrothorn has a really cool shiny sprite. Let me look. Let me look. Yeah, it's like silver with blue.
Yeah.
I don't really have a preference, to be honest, so I'm fine with putting it below Salandit.
All right.
Salandit.
I think that's where we're going to drop on that.
So we're gonna put
Has
Pharoseed,
that filled Harry with rage?
and we said a 2.5. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Okay. So then our top 10 is as followed now. Follows as is as follows now. Didn't change at all. So Salandit 2.5 at number 10. At number 9, Kufant with a 2.5. At number 8, Delibird with a 3. At number 7, Hariyama with a 3.5. At number 6, Duat with a 3.5. At number 5 is Rookie D with a 3.5. 4 is Shieldon with a 3.5. 3 is Rockruff with a 4. 2 is Floatzel with the 4. And 1 is Sirfetch'd with the 4. Sirfetch'd is still our champion for now.
Way to go, Pheramir!
Yeah. I like Harry's comment as well, too. Long-term goal is to get Floatzel gone. That's going to be tough, because Floatzel's pretty high up there.
I mean, we say it'll be tough, but like, we're gonna have to start getting some cool Pokemon here soon. Like randomly, like law of large numbers. We're
Yep.
gonna be getting some good ones here, and this list is gonna change dramatically.
Yeah. The random number generator gods have not been the kindest to us when it comes to getting better Pokemon on the
honestly, list. I would not put any of these Pokemon on any team long term, except for Rookie D to evolve it, and I would Sirfetch'd I could see having on an actual like a team.
For me, I would have Duat just because Samurott, like even though I don't love the way Samurott looks, Samurott's a good Pokemon.
That's fair. I would keep Samurott I might put on the team as well.
Yeah,
but I don't love Lycanroc enough to put Rockruff on a team, so
yeah, these are all Pokemon that all these Pokemon will eventually move their way
Dylan.
down. Hi, Dylan.
Thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, you're at the end of our podcast recording, but we are going to open some packs.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for the Pokemon ranking. As we said, I just read through the list twice because it didn't change. And that's really going to do it for our show as well. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. This was a fun topic. Jeff, what do you have to promote today?
I'd like people to follow or subscribe to Pod-ket Monsters on YouTube. And, would love for you to follow us on Twitter as well, at Pod-ket Monsters, so that you'll be notified when we are recording and what we are recording about. I think that would be really cool of you to do that. What about you, Dustin?
I'm going to echo the same thing you said. We just tweeted out that our plan for the next few weeks as well, too. I think we're going to try to be a little bit more ahead of that, and not just tweet the day before that we have something coming out. So yeah, next weekend's episode is going to be our impression / review of the new Pokemon Snap. because we'll be recording it the weekend that game comes out, so we're not going to have a whole lot of time to play it, but we want to give some impressions on what we think of the game so far. So that should be fun. And then the following weekend after that, we're going to do, to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Detective Pikachu, we're going to do a Detective Pikachu review. So that should be a lot of fun as well. The movie, not the game.
Yes, the movie.
We don't have time to play through the entire game leading up to that, so we'll watch the movie and then do a review of that. So yeah, follow us on Twitter for all the information on there, on YouTube as well. All the episodes go live there. Spotify, Apple, whatever podcast service you use, you can find us. The last thing I would personally like to promote is my Twitch channel, which is just twitch.tv/ddanger10. I'm trying really hard to hit affiliate. Today I'll probably stream some Pokemon card openings, and then tonight I will be continuing my second run playthrough of Resident Evil 2, where I'm playing now as Leon. I finished my Claire playthrough the other day, so just got to wrap that up, and just on my road to Resident Evil 8 Village / road to affiliate. That's all I got to promote.
Okay, well, then thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next week for new Pokemon Snap. The blessed day is upon us.
And if you're watching us live, hang out, because we're going to open a few packs before I go to do my own thing on my Twitch channel.
All right.
Bye, everybody.